Hello, lovely audience. Nice wintry day. The weather is apt for the current market conditions. I had half a mind to sing you a song, but it just didn't seem like the right choice. Let's talk instead about the price of Bitcoin for now. Again, why Bitcoin? Because, we have other alts that we favor as miners right now. But if we talk too openly about them, hey, look at that. We got some folks in the audience saying hello, hello. Hello, lovely audience. I know some folks are just going to sleep across the globe. Some folks are still awake from projects that take them through the night. But here as miners, guys, if we talk too openly about the alts that we favor, we lose a competitive advantage. And no time is that more true than right now when the market is down. But let's look at Bitcoin just really briefly. BTC, crawling sideways for almost a full 24 hours. Should always wave when somebody chooses not to blow through an intersection and kill you. Just saying, it's just the right thing to do. They did the right thing, you can do the right thing. But BTC, last 24 hours, crawling sideways at about $3,700. Just below $3,700 if you're looking at Coinbase. Why does that matter? Well, for miners, obviously, we're always against Bitcoin, and whatever coin we're mining, whether we're mining alts or we're mining something else, whatever coin we're mining, we've got to be able to liquidate it against Bitcoin if we're liquidating every single day, doing a daily liquidation. Now, you might be saying, but Seth, I have 3-cent power. But Seth, I have free power because I've got power somewhere else. Well, that may well be true, but the fundamental problem with the market right now, for us as miners, one of the difficulties, I should say, or threats, if you're doing a SWOT analysis, one of the difficulties is that we need liquidity, we need volume, we need coins that are going to move against Bitcoin, and we need them to be able to move in enough volume that it matters. So even if you have completely free power to a certain extent, or you have 3-cent power to a certain extent, it's going to be a problem you'll run up against sooner than later, right? So again, 3-cent power is not the panacea that everybody in Canada thought it was, because we're still seeing hundreds of thousands of miners going. Yeah. So if people who are mining SHA-2, we've seen, apparently, if the reports are to be believed, approximately 1,000 ASICs go offline. That means, and most of these ASICs, they're not being run, let's be real. They're not being run in unprofitable markets because a Bitmain, the Antminer S9 hasn't been profitable to run on expensive power, air quotes expensive power, for months. So right now, 3-cent power in places like Canada, not going to give you. As an ASIC miner, as a GPU miner, or as a CPU miner, or as an FPGA miner, I saw a comment come through about speculative mining. Thank you, Eric, for making that comment. Eric says he's spec mining to make a comeback as the market as it flips back into place. I think that's one of the best strategies, and it's what makes GPU mining superior across the board to ASIC mining. People who tell you they're going to give up on GPU mining and go strictly with ASICs, I don't know, maybe they just haven't seen these cycles yet or haven't paid attention to history. But Eric has options. Any of us who are hanging on to GPUs, we have options. I'm walking over to the office right now. Guess what's still mining in my office? Yeah. Well, first off, everything that can mine. But GPU mining. I've got my GPU miners going full bore. And I'm trying to reconfigure the office because to make sure that I don't cause too much of a drain or a strain on the office, but to get the maximum benefit from mining at the office, where I've got power included in the contract. So it's not free per se, but it is at no additional cost. Situations like that are a great place to be in right now during bear markets or during sideways markets. But let's get back to the price of Bitcoin, guys. Back at the price of Bitcoin, we've got this sideways movement of about $3,700. not terrible, but I'm told from people who I trust, people who are definitely smarter than I am when it comes to studying markets, I'm told that this is not the end of the pain, that there's plenty more to come, and that anybody who's expecting some kind of a bounce, upward retracement from this point, that they should move cautiously. I'll put it that way. Again, I don't know enough about it to be able to talk about it, so I'm not going to pretend. But what I do know is this cycle for hardware and for mining, it has repeated itself multiple times. So being able to lean on GPUs, very strong. Okay, so Terry's saying, I think the profits will increase the longer. Whoa, we're so low, but not by much. Well, we can sell out. And AZ is saying, let the blood flow. Appreciate your market insights. Well, yeah, guys, you've heard me talking about how for us, one of the best indicators of there being, air quotes, blood in the streets is that people are doing a massive sell-off of all of their hardware, their mining hardware. So you want cheap mining motherboards? You got them. Yeah, yes, Artin. Yes, winter is no longer coming. It is upon us. So best indication that it's winter, crypto winter. You want mining motherboards? You got them. You want RAM, even cheap? You got them. Like this time last year, if you had said that DDR4 RAM was going to be at the price that it is right now, I wouldn't have believed you. I wouldn't have believed you. Thanks. Thank Mr. Chris. Mr. Chris Moo keeps reminding me why I need to move back to Austin, Texas. He's not wrong. You are not wrong, sir. Whereas here, we're just days away from getting snow. Let me show you this one. Let me show you a little bit of the landscape, what I see as I'm walking to work. You guys will appreciate this. It's really kind of nice. There we go. So that is what I see every day walking to work. Pretty cool, right? I really love that view. And, you know, my wife and I, we didn't think we'd miss it. We didn't think we'd miss it when we moved many, many years ago. When we moved back, we realized, no, that's nice. I mean, if we wanted to just do a minute walk to the foothills of the, or the trailhead of the canyon there, it's only about a 20-minute walk. And then from there, we can walk through the canyon and into the mountains. Pretty amazing. So as far as lifestyle goes, that's one metric that for me it's hard to beat. Being able to walk to work, being able to walk to work recreation. I mean, shoot, I can walk 25 minutes in the other direction. There's a really cool indoor shooting range. And then only a 30 or 40-minute drive away from skiing. All kinds of cool stuff here. Anyhow, a little bit of a digression there. Bitcoin, guys. We've got to be able to trade against Bitcoin. Just a reminder that if you are evaluating any other altcoins right now, mining speculative, do spec mining. It's actually so cold that some of my soft palette is not working. So thanks again, Mr. Chris Moo, for reminding me what I'm missing in Texas. I mean, if you lived in cold weather, you know it can get that way. I'm properly bundled up. I'm not wearing a scarf or whatever. Keep everything warm. Not quite that cold, you know. You don't want to tap out prematurely. I mean, it's not below zero or anything. And yeah, whatever. I have actually ridden my bike in this area. In 15 below weather. I'll have to tell you about it sometime. But yeah, if you're looking at doing spec mining, but you need to keep your expenses at bay. All right, so Greg's got a foot of snow. Nice. We're expecting maybe up to 8 inches this weekend. So kind of delayed delivery. Hopefully we get it soon. Our puppy, our dog, Pip, little Maltese poodle mix. He's never seen snow before. So we're hoping to capture that on video. His first experience looking at snow. That'll be fun. and playing in snow. But guys, if you're spec mining every single day, you have to ask yourself, can I bear this cost? If you're working with whatever, a couple gigahashes of hash power, you got a few dozen cards, you really have to ask that. Can I bear the cost of mining without turning any kind of a profit? Because as you know, the price of power is going to be what slams you until those coins mature. So if the answer for you is, I'll get to that, Chris Moo. If the answer for you is no, I don't want to bear the cost of power, all the cost of power, well, I do spec mining for what could potentially be a very long time right now. Because there are a couple of really great projects out there that I just can't talk about publicly yet. Only because, guys, we have to be doing our own research right now. This is DYOR. At no time has it applied better, more aptly than right now. Because if you work with other miners in a market like this, that's going to be tough to get the competitive advantage that you want. Look at Not So Fast on Twitter. Not So Fast, he has been spec mining several brand new coins on like day 1 or day 0 or day 5. And he's pulling in a bunch of coins. Also, hey guys, thank you so much. I noticed there are a bunch of likes on the like bar there. Thank you. Really appreciate you liking this video. Appreciate you sharing it. Appreciate you being subscribed, hitting the bell icon. But Not So Fast on Twitter, he talks a little bit openly about like, yeah, I've been mining spec coins. He doesn't say which ones. And he doesn't have like multiple warehouses full of GPUs. He's just got enough. And he's being really cautious with what he has. That says he also doesn't show off everything that he has. So keep that in mind. You guys have heard me quote Benjamin Franklin before about a man who shows his wallet or his wife too often. So right now, our mining rigs are our wallet, right? That should translate directly into earnings. Again, going back to spec mining. If you can't bear the full cost of mining, the full cost of power, without having at least some of it subsidized, right? You might want some relief. You might want to be able to sell off some of your coins. And apologies, I'll get away from this busy street in a minute. I want to sell off some of your coins so that you can just pay some bills and not mine at a loss for several months on end. Because this crypto winter, guys, everything that I'm hearing from people who I really trust is that this is not going to be, clearly it's not going to be a repeat of last year. Because we're not already running back up, right? There's no back towards 20,000 or 30,000 or some ridiculous like 100,000. That's not going to happen this year. It might not even happen in 2020 or 2021. It might be a little bit longer before we see that massive run up that everybody's hoping for Bitcoin. And if you're a member of the Mine Your Biz Discord, you may have seen that I posted a video of John Lee, a longtime investor, guy who went to Wharton. Or graduated Wharton in 1991, and he talked quite a bit about what the real value of Bitcoin could be, based on distribution, based on coin distribution, and based on the slice of the world asset pie that it could represent, as opposed to things like collectibles or gold. So I posted that in the Mine Your Biz Discord because I thought it would be of value. Apologies if I'm not there super active, guys. When I'm not otherwise walking to and from work, I'm very focused on building other things. So I apologize. If you'd like to know more about them, you have to be in the inner circle at this point. You got to be reaching out to me. We've got to have some trust. So, because what I'm working on it's big. Let me just put it that way. It's big, but it's not very public. So sorry. But right now, guys, if you're spec mining, you've got to ask yourself, am I willing to bear this cost until the market flips? If not, then you really should be looking at coins that you can move at a profit every single day, but you can at least pay your costs with. By that metric, our Ethereum Classic, you can still make it work with those, right? I mean, they're still profitable enough that right now, mining Ethereum and Ethereum Classic you can pay your bills, at least if that's what you need to do, or you need to subsidize the cost of mining to some extent. Granted, that just makes it a hobby, right? That's kind of tough. It makes it more of a hobby and less of an investment on some level. But some people need to do that. So you look at what the liquidity of that coin is. And with these market moves where we see, stuff kind of pumping upwards or dumping downwards, it begs the question, is there any real volume behind these moves? And I think for a lot of people, or for a lot of these moves on Bitcoin, if you're just on the edge of your seat looking at Coinbase Pro or Binance or whatever, I'm seeing a lot of moves that don't appear to have a lot of volume behind them. So it's kind of a false move, right? A false start. So I'm not getting too excited about any of the moves that I see. But at the same time, the fact that it's moving sideways at 3,600 doesn't necessarily tell me this is where we've found support yet. It's only been a day. So again, I'm not a market analyst. I don't do this stuff. I don't pretend to be a technical analyst. I don't pretend to be any kind of financial advisor. Guys, this doesn't constitute financial, investing, business, or any other advice for that matter, or legal advice. So just keep your wits about you. If anything, what I'm going to say, it's not quite every man for himself yet, but what I am going to say is you've really got to do your own research. And if you got questions for the community, obviously you can always ask. But on a lot of these videos, guys, you're not going to see me making super strong endorsements for a little while, only because it's really dangerous to do so. Consider this. You might be a dedicated member of this community. You might be somebody who really contributes, or might be somebody who countenances our group on a regular basis. And I would love to give you, I'd love to give you as much as I can. I'd love to give you as much of my time as I can. I'd love to give you as much of maybe what I can, what I am qualified about, as much as I can. But the sad reality is there are always looky-loos, there are always lurkers, and there are always people who have a bigger mind than you or I do, who are paying attention to our conversations and saying, oh wait, which coin? Boom, I'm gonna swoop in, with a couple gigahashes more that you guys have, collectively even, and I'm gonna mine the crap out of that coin, and I'm gonna be the first to market with a big bag. And then when they dump, they basically they pee in the punch bowl for the rest of us. Kind of sucks. They ruin the party. So it's kind of tough. But for mining in particular, guys, I don't imagine I'm going to be, for the next little while, that I'm going to be talking very, very much about many projects. There are a couple of projects that I think do have enough staying power because of development and because of sort of business fundamentals, not because of coin fundamentals per se, but because of business fundamentals, because of the way that their corporate teams were structured, because of their leadership and governance models. Guys, here's the thing. What separates the men from the boys in tech startup is team. Go to any VC and you ask them, hey, what do you invest in? One of the top metrics is the team. And I don't know why in crypto, we just sort of lost sight of that. It's like, oh, cool. So-and-so is, I don't know, what do they do? Oh, right, an electronic music producer. What qualifies you to do this? Well, I know scripting languages. I know Python really well. Okay, well, that's cool, but when have you ever led a team? When have you ever managed a project? When have you ever had to stand accountable for deliverables on a specific timeline for technology? The answer is never for some of these project leads. And that goes for hundreds upon hundreds of projects, right, guys? There may be a great culling right now as the market kind of crawls sideways. And I feel bad for some of these guys and gals who are really nice people, but who maybe aren't qualified to lead a project. Guys, that's why I didn't continue to push the canary coin concept. I wanted to show how easy it is to fork it. And then just kind of do a mic drop from there, right? That was a bit of a red pill exercise where we could just see, like, actually anybody can do this. Any idiot can do this. And that doesn't mean that it's a good idea to follow these projects. In many cases, it's not. Let me also publicly acknowledge, guys, that Seb Green has occasionally, he's been known to talk some trash on Twitter, which I don't understand, because post having him on doing that review of his transcript with me, first off, a lot of his detractors began to start seeing things his way. So take that for what you will. I published his remarks so that he understood because he was being accused, in my mind, of with people just saying, he's a bad guy. I just know he's a bad guy. And I don't understand that. So, hey, Seb Green, if you're watching, first off, I appreciate your point of view, which is why I wanted to publish it. And let me just say also publicly, guys, for my part, you've heard me say for a while that we can't just follow any project. But yeah, the Canary Coin experiment was meant to be the embodiment of that. Don't just follow any project. And right now, more so than ever, you got to start asking the same difficult questions that VCs and angel investors. Consider yourself an angel investor, guys. You remember in a lot of the coin interview projects or coin project interviews that I did, where I would tell them, my audience, I want you to view them as a VC panel. Remember that? That was part of my canonical question list, because I wanted them to be accountable to you as the miner. Why would you invest your hash power if they are not professional enough to gain your trust, right? And we're beginning to see exactly which. Yeah, Mo is saying some things about a supposed 51% attack. This stuff may be true. There may be a supposed 51% attack executed by actors like Seb for a while. See Pete's in the comments. Good to see you, brother. So yeah, guys, just be really cautious about the coins that you back. Try to investigate a little bit deeper the backgrounds of the team. For my part, I've tried to do what I can in the coin project interviews. Right now, again, I'm going to be really cautious about interviewing coin projects. I've got one more interview left from World CryptoCon that I've been sitting on for a while, and I wasn't really sure if the community would want me to publish it. Guys, I interviewed the head of mining operations at Genesis Mining. What do you think? Do you want to see that interview? Should I publish it? I've held off because I thought certainly, well, I'd heard rumors about there being some concerns over at Gigawatt. Nothing to the extent of the news that actually came out about Gigawatt going bankrupt. But Genesis Mining, well, first off, I met some of their principals, and I like the guy. Phil's a good guy over at Genesis Mining. He really is. And we sat and just kind of chatted about mining in general. And he didn't deliver any kind of a hard pitch or hard close about their services, which, I don't want to endorse, and I don't want to come across as though I'm endorsing them. So if a dad says I should do it, guys, I may well go ahead and upload that video soon. It won't be today, but it'll be sometime in the next 48 hours. All right, guys, that's kind of the heads up. I will occasionally be doing some videos, but it's not going to be an everyday thing. I was publishing daily before when I could line up all those project interviews. Now my time has gotten very scarce. In fact, I'm sitting outside of the office and and thinking about all the stuff that I've got to get done there. But if you're wondering, why isn't Seth interviewing more coin project? That's because the ones that need it most, may or may not actually deserve the free publicity at this point. And I'm sorry to put it that way, but when bag holders come to me and say, check out my favorite project, all I can think is, sorry, buddy. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry that you're still holding a bag of a coin that you hope would moon, and that it looks like it's just going to fold. Like, I really feel for you, but I can't fix that problem for you. Like, in the first place, let's be real. I don't think that I have the same megaphone as some other YouTube personalities, we'll say, crypto personalities. And I don't know. I value the relationship that I have with the small community that we do have right now too much to feed you anything that could come across as an implicit endorsement or like an outright endorsement of a project that stands a really high likelihood of just folding. Guys, I respect you too much. So, yeah, Mo's talking about other stuff. All right, guys, if you don't hear from me a lot publicly, I'm still going to be publishing some stuff. Don't worry. I'm not going to give up on publishing. I'm going to keep publishing. We're going to do some live videos soon as well on Twitch. But yeah, I'm focused on a couple projects that are big. I can say this. If you have 100 GPUs or more, reach out to me. I may have something for you that's a little bit different. But reach out to me directly. It's not what you think. And to answer the question that came in before, VectorDash has not responded to any of my communications at all. So, and if you look on their Twitter, they've been inactive for over a month at this point. I don't think that VectorDash is going to make it. I don't know. But again, lest I be accused of slander, I don't know what's going on because they've been radio silent. So I'm left to make my best guess that something's not going right over there. But I don't know. I can't tell. They went from promising me an early sneak preview or an early beta access to their platform to no longer responding to my messages. Yeah, that's a bummer. It's a real bummer. But hey, they're college students probably living at home, so it's no skin off their nose if they promise the world to a group of miners and then don't deliver anything. So I don't know what's going on there, but that's a real bummer. Yeah. Okay, guys. Thanks for hitting that like button. Thanks for being subscribed, hitting the bell icon so that you know when I go live. You are the reason I make these videos. I love your face. Oh, yeah. And I'll see you in the next one.